Ayo, what's good, reader fam? Today I'm doing a books in bed video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I really enjoyed the last one that I made, so I was like, hey, why don't I brew some coffee, get myself all snuggled up in bed, turn on the camera, and chat. I really enjoy making this style of video where it's just really chill and nice. It's like we're chit-chatting together in my bed, which isn't weird at all. It's like we're hanging out together in my room. Yeah, even if realistically I'm in my room by myself talking to a camera. Why do I always have to ruin the video magic by pointing out the reality of filming? Just sitting in a room talking to my camera, aka myself. I've been in this weird reading funk lately and I can't even call it a slump because it's not. I'll call it what it is and it's not a slump. It's a funk. You know, I really have to emphasize the aim when I say the word funk. Otherwise it sounds like something else and we keep this channel PG up in here, my friends. The need to read is still thriving inside of me. It's just more so that I don't know what to read right now. Every time I go to my bookshelves to try and find something to pick up, I get lost in all the possibilities before me. There's way too many options, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's currently a bad thing because I just can't narrow it down to what I want to read. It's like going to an ice cream shop and trying to pick out the flavor that you want. There's so many flavors and yet I can't figure out which one I want. I've still been reading lately, but not at the speed that I normally feel good about. I enjoy being able to read around 6 books a month. Like, that's a good reading month for me, but I have been reading at such a slow speed
lately.
And I mean in terms of my own reading life. I'm not judging any of you who read 1 to 3 books a month, if that. Which if you're able to manage just that, like, you're killing it. And I mean killing it. Killing it. Look at you doing your thing. You're actively making the choice each month to read, even if you don't have that much time to do it. I applaud you. I give you a coffee hand applaud, but I'm not gonna slap my coffee mug too hard because I don't want this hot coffee landing on my lap. No thank you. I guess I should just give you a coffee toast. That would be better. To you, the real winner in this reading game. The reason I say all that is because I feel like sometimes people take what us booktubers say and get offended by it, thinking we're talking about them when really we're over here giving ourselves a self-drag. So in terms of my reading life, I'm currently unsatisfied. I'm really looking to pick up the reading pace. I'm never one to get stressed over my Goodreads reading goal because, to be quite honest, I don't really pay attention to it throughout the year. I get on there, add the books I've read, and then I dip real quick. But I did notice the other day that I'm 2 books behind. Y'all, I was editing this video, I went to Goodreads to grab a screenshot of the 2 books behind schedule notification, and guess what I saw? I am now 3 books behind schedule! Are you flipping kidding me? And that caught my attention real quick. It was like a plot point that just completely sucked me in. Not a good plot point though, a plot point that I was not happy with. My eye was like twitching at the 2 books behind schedule notification, and now it's twitching even harder knowing that I'm 3 books behind schedule. Instead of getting off the website to go and read and try to get caught up, I stared with annoyance. While I don't pay attention to my Goodreads goal, I also know the fact that I hardly ever get behind on my Goodreads goal. And I really don't like that I am behind. I don't like it, I don't want it, I gotta get caught up. I honestly feel like usually at this point in the year I'm at least 2 books ahead of schedule. So I'm a little disappointed with myself. There have only been 2 years where I haven't reached the Goodreads goal. In all my years on Goodreads, 2 flippin' years. 2 flippin' years of sadness. One was 2014, I was feeling rebellious and I was like, screw setting Goodreads reading goals. And the other was 2016. I had reached my reading goal around the fall time, so I was like, well, there's still quite a few months left in the year, why don't I just bump up my reading goal? And I shouldn't have touched it, I should have left it alone, because who didn't reach their reading goal that year? That would be me. I will not have another year where I don't reach that reading goal. I've got to keep my current streak going. It irks me to no end that I have missing years on there. Does it really matter? No. Does it matter to me? Yes! I honestly feel like Goodreads should have participation badges for people who don't reach their reading goal, so you can at least have those badges to replace the other badges. I love that I'm so stressed about this when it's only 2 books behind. LOL, try 3 you slacker. And I have the rest of the year to get caught up. Anyway, I've just been really struggling on what to read lately. I can't figure out my book cravings, you know? What book's gonna hit the spot? What genre do I currently want to eat up? Am I in a contemporary mood? Am I in a fantasy mood? A part of me wants to read a sci-fi. Another part of me has been wanting to try out some more historical fiction, and I've been wanting to get deeper into like the thriller murder mystery genre. So clearly, I'm just all over the place here. I'm a puzzle with missing pieces, and I just can't find those missing book pieces. That was a real dramatic way to put it. I don't even really know how to sort this problem out. I guess my best bet would just be to pick out books from each of the genres, try out each book, and just see which one sticks. Didn't stick. Didn't stick. Nothing is sticking! The only thing is that I have this weird issue where when I start a book, read one chapter of it, and I know that I'm not in the mood for it, so I set it aside. Doing that makes it so hard for me to come back to that book. Oh, I gotta sneeze. It's gonna come out. Whoa, that was kind of scary. I was afraid the sneeze was gonna make me jerk this coffee all over myself. So the reason for that is because I don't want to reread the part that I already read. I really hate that I'm like that too. Don't mind me just revealing myself as a super lazy reader over here, but apparently that's just the way I am. For example, I started Kingdom of Ash when it first came out, and I haven't been able to finish it because of the fact that I know that I'm gonna have to reread that beginning portion that I've already read. Same for A Gathering of Shadows, Wind Witch, King's Cage, the list goes on and on and on. I wish it didn't. I wish the list was capped there, but that isn't the case. It's an overflowing list of books where I've read the first chapter, maybe even the first 50 pages, set it aside, and have avoided getting back to those books because I know that I'm gonna have to reread what I've already read. If there's some kind of cure for this weird bookish issue I have, help a brother out because I need to not be this way. It literally holds me back from finishing so many books. I've got a big shift in subject matter here, but I also want to talk about the fact that I've still yet to find a book that has wowed me like Miss Peregrine's has. I've yet to read a book where I've become so obsessed with it like I have with Miss Peregrine's, and I honestly miss that feeling. I want another book to slam into my life and be like,
hello, you and I will go on a wild adventure together, and we'll fall in love, and we'll live happily ever after in book love.
But yeah, it hasn't happened. Mind you, there have been books I've loved since reading Miss Peregrine's, like, hey yo, what's up, Six of Crows duology, I see you, but even still, it didn't reach my Miss Peregrine's love level. Will I ever have a book that impacts me so greatly like Miss P? I'm really beginning to question this. I just want a book to come into my life and knock me off my feet. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask for? I know it's kind of weird to want a new ultimate favorite book. It's not that I want a shiny book to come and replace Miss Peregrine's. I'm fine with my good old Miss P, but I just feel like something's wrong with me because I've yet to love a book on that level. I do know that I've still got a lot of life left, unless something tragic happens, so I'm sure in my future years of reading, I will find a book that I'll become completely obsessed with. Next thing I want to talk about is something that came up in a comment that I got quite a while ago actually, but it's still been something that I've been thinking about. It was a comment that I got on a reading vlog. In this reading vlog, I read a book. Obviously I read a book because it's a reading vlog. Anyway, didn't like it, and I was kind of surprised by the fact that I didn't like it because it hit all these elements of things that I like in books normally. So I was really surprised by the fact that I didn't like it. And I got a comment along the lines of, I'm not sure why you're surprised when the book has a super low rating on Goodreads. Also, if you're the person that sent that, I'm not about to attack you, so don't worry. But your comment made me want to talk about this in this video. Just throwing that out there, didn't want to worry you. This comment just mostly had me curious if you guys read reviews before you buy books or borrow books from the library. Do you go and check the overall rating of the book, or are you someone who enjoys the process of figuring out how you feel about a book on your own? I feel like these days I definitely try to figure out how I feel about a book on my own. And this is more of a recent thing, like I would say like within the last few years. There have been times when I've swerved away from books because I've heard so many negative things about them, or I've picked up books because I've only heard good things about them. So it's really gone both ways for me. And I feel like you can just miss out on books sometimes by doing that because of the fact that you're relying on an opinion that's not your own. And yes, oftentimes online you can find people who match completely with you when it comes to your book tastes. Like you hardly ever disagree when it comes to books, so you can pretty much rely on those people. But at the same time, I feel like there's potential there to miss out on a good book just because you're going off of somebody else's opinion. So I'm just curious about this because there was definitely a time when I relied on reviews to tell me what to read, but now I kind of avoid them until I've actually read the book and know what I feel about the book, because then I find it fun to like go back and read reviews and see all the different point of views, see the different angles that people took on the book. And it's still so wild to me how we can all perceive books so differently, which I know sounds like a dumb thing to be amazed by because we're all different human beings with different things that we love and hate, but it's just cray how different opinions can be. The last thing that I'm going to talk about today is a very first world problem, but I just kind of need to get it off my chest. And I actually feel like I've talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again, okay? I'm currently reading The Princess and the Fangirl, which is the Booksplosion book of the month for the month of May. Live show is May 25th. You should join us. This book gives off the look that it's the standard size of a YA hardback, but it's not. It's like a tiny bit taller than other books, and to some this might not be a big deal, but to me it bothers me to no end. I get wanting to be different, not wanting to be like all the other books, but can't you just make your spine stand out a little more and bring down your size to fit in with the rest of the books? Like, look at that difference. It's just a little bit bigger than the standard size. It irks me every time I see it on my bookshelf. Consider me irked because it just barely stands out against the rest, but it's enough to bother me this much. That's all I have to say about that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk or my rant talk. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this chit-chatty video. Again, I want to know your thoughts down below in the comments on the review subject. Do you read reviews before you check out books, or do you avoid them and wait to read them till after you've read a book? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe, or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright and that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye! Oh.